usual, yoga mat or a blanket or carpet, just something to protect your spine, and a small cushion if you like to. That's totally up to you. And we will get going. Sorry if my voice cracks in and out. I've still been sick. I'm pretty sure it's allergies that are just taking over the whole of my head and upper part of my body because I get better and then it comes back. So I'm pretty sure the environment's just trying to kill me off. Okay, we'll start down on the mat. We'll start in our usual lengthening out, closing the eyes, let the body sink into the floor. Feel the heaviness. Take a note of your spine. How does it feel? Is there a gap? We've all got natural curvature. So some of us might have more of a curvature here than others. How does the pelvis feel? Is there anywhere that is tight? Is there anywhere that feels really good? Do you feel energized or do you feel fatigued? So it's just kind of checking in. Take some big deep breaths in and out. Try and breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth if you can. Just start to wiggle around those feet and the legs. Think about all your toes. You can take the arms overhead, give yourself a big stretch. And then coming back in, I'm going to place those feet down on the mat. And let's rock that pelvis back and forth. And side to side like a clock. Make circles. One way. And then circles the other way. Good. Fixing that pelvis into the ground, legs, arms down by our sides. Let's just lift a leg up to tabletop and bring it back down and lift another leg. Trying to focus on keeping that pelvis stable and just the lifting of the leg up and down. Good. On this last one, hold the leg up and bring the other leg up to join it. And try to keep that pelvis still. So try not to suddenly tuck the pelvis or let the heavy legs take you the other way. Just try and keep that neutral spine. Breathing in, exhale, let's toe tap. Big breath in, exhale. Each time. Couple more. Good. We can leave our legs up here in this tabletop. The hands behind the head, coming up into a nice pelvic, into that nice Pilates curl, and come back down. 2, 3. Good. We're going to do another 4. Just waking up those core muscles. Nice. Holding up here. And just some taps. And you can bring one leg down or both legs down. If that helps you keep everything stabilized. Let's go 3, 2, 1. Be back down, bringing the legs into the chest and just making some nice circles. And let's circle the other way. We're going to take arms out to the side. And now we're just going to let the knees go very slowly, using that control. And you can turn the head to the other way. And breathing in, exhale, bringing those legs up. And over to the other side, slowly, slowly, slowly. And head. Take nice deep breaths while you're there. Breathing in, exhale, coming back with those knees. And let's take some nice arm circles into that rib cage arms. So try and keep them floating above the ground. So we're not going into that joint. One more going this way. And let's go the other way. Big circles. Feel how that feels. Is there any clunkiness going on? Any gripping happening? Or is the joint gliding smoothly? Good. Hands on the legs. Breathing in. Exhale. Rolling up into that ball. As tight as you can. And coming back down. Breathing in. Exhale. Coming up into that tight ball. And coming back down. Let's send one leg away. Coming up and in. In. Breathe out. Out. In. Out. That's 2 sets. 3, 4, 5. That's 6, 7. That's 8. Coming in and lying back down. Gently letting that neck all go. Planting those legs on the mat. Breathing. Exhale. Coming up section at a time. Good, as we're going to go into boat pose. Coming up, resting. And then from here, if we can lower and lengthen and come back in. Find your own kind of breath. Good. We're going to do 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Stay out. Bring a leg up and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll just do 2 more. 7, 8. Good. Coming in and rolling up to seated. And then coming all the way around the legs. Let the head relax. Don't grip the core. Let it relax into the legs. May drop that head. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Let's come into our quadruped. Do some cat-cows. So making sure we got those wrists right underneath the shoulders, making sure that we're not hyperextending into those elbows. So we want to keep the elbows nice and soft. And we're just going to let that sacrum into the spine, into the neck. Guide us through. These positions. Making sure we're going through that neutral each time. Keep going. Flowing through. And then from here, we're going to open up the knees. Send that pelvis back. We go into a child's pose. Feel that connection with the ground. We're going to put that right arm through. Come into that twist. And come on. And the other arm. And coming back. Good. Coming back into our quadruped position. We're going to lift a leg up And go into that extension. And then coming back in with that knee and flexing that spine. And back out. So we've got that cat-cow going on, but now we're having that leg also take us a little bit further in that flexion and extension. We're going to go once more on this side. And switch. Coming up first, and then coming through. And up and out. Good. Try not to let those shoulder blades collapse. Try and keep strong those muscles between them. We're going to go one more. Nice. And then from here, we'll stretch out the feet, pressing back, sitting on those feet if you can, rolling the hands. Now we're going to lay the feet flat and sit back. And if you can, also stretching the wrists, so the fingertips towards knees. Good. Stretching out those feet one more time each way. And once more down on the ground. Okay, we are going to go into a down dog. So with our down dog, we're going to make that pelvis furthest up to the sky, really lengthening throughout our spine. And you can go through the feet, bending the knees. And from here, we're going to take a leg up to the sky. And we're going to bring it into the chest and make that round position like we just did in cat-cow. And up. And in. Up. And in. And up. And in. And now this foot we put down to make a lunge. So we'll start with low level lunge. Remember that we want that front foot to have that heel and knee in alignment. So to get more of a stretch, send that back leg back and instead of sending that knee forward. And then we're going to tuck the toes. And if you can, we're going to come into a bigger lunge. So taking that leg off. And then if we can, we're going to send those arms up overhead. And just change the angle of the camera. And then we're going to try and transfer that weight. And this is where it'd be really good to hold on to a wall. We'll see if we can come into a balance. Good, coming back down into that lunge. Back down to the lunge on the ground. And this time I'm going to put opposite hand and take the other one to the sky and get a nice twist. Circle around and back into a child's pose to rest that side. Now we're going to go other side, coming up into that downward dog again. And just walking through the feet. Really try and get that lengthening through fingertips to pelvis. Lift the other leg off. And then come in and out. So we got one more of these. And then this time we put this leg down and we go into our nice lunge. Take a few seconds to get yourself comfortable with that knee down. Good, let's pick up that leg, still in that lunge. And seeing if you can come up and taking those arms overhead. Here is still a really good option. Walls, furniture. Just make sure the furniture won't move. And then transferring that weight forward. Good, and coming back down. And we'll come back down to bring that leg down on the ground. Put opposite hand to the floor and make that nice twist. Nice big circle around. Back into a child's pose. And rest in that child's pose. Take some nice deep breaths. Now we're going to go into side lying. So I have my feet and legs stacked. I'm going to be on my side to begin with. And then arms are going to be stacked. And this is a good place that if you do have a little pillow or something to prop your head on or a block, you can do so. Just want to make sure those shoulders are stacked as well. I'm going to pinwheel, so I'm going to push this front arm forward. That makes my head move with it. I'm going a big round circle, but I'm not going into that joint. And coming all the way back. I'm going to do one more going that way. Arm forward and round. So I'm not going on the ground, because then I'd be collapsing in that joint. I'm keeping it in the range of motion that I have. So you're kind of fighting against gravity a bit with it. Now we're going to go other way. And this is the sticky bit. This is the bit where when it's out to the side, when you just want to let it go with gravity. So you've got to fight against that. Hands together. Let it go. Around. 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 And then from here, you can change the arm placement. You can stay here if you've got a cushion or something where you're comfortable. You can come up onto your arm. And the one thing about this position is, and this is why you'll see it in a lot of, especially in Pilates, they come up on that elbow because it really then makes sure that you're lifting up through the obliques. However, that is really not very comfortable for a lot of people. So we're going to be here, or you can be here. We just want to make sure that we're not letting this side just collapse and that we're using it. We're going to try and make one straight line from elbow to toes. I'm going to put this other arm securely on the mat in front of me. Breathe in, exhale, bring those legs forward. I'm going to bend that bottom leg. I'm going to come up one. And I'm just lifting in line, so I'm in parallel, which means my knee is not facing the sky. It's facing to the side. 4, 5. Slow and controlled. We're going to go one more. Now circle the whole leg. 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way. 2. We'll do 2 more. And we're going to do knee in, and push the energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Letting that leg relax. We're going to come up, pushing up. We're going to come onto our elbow. We can keep both legs stacked as we come up into a half plank. We're going to take that arm and thread it through. And really make as much of a twist as you can. Coming back up. One more. Up. Nice. And down. And I'm going to stretch out. So the leg that I was working is my one that I've got out to the side. I've brought my other leg in, but you can also have it forward, especially if this flexion isn't comfortable. I'm going to go up and over. So body is between like 2 panes of glass. You can try and get fingertip stretch all the way down, opening up that side that was lying on the floor. And honestly, if you end up stretching the other leg in this position, that's totally fine, because we're going to do everything on the other side. Just remember which leg you've used for what. And this is my weakness. Always try and keep this stacked and not let this arm come forward here. And coming up. And then we counteract that. Let's stretch the other way. Good. And coming down to the ground. We'll do our pinwheels first. So everything right now can be bent and stacked. Arm, head, or pillow. I should really have the pillow. And then you have to really try and make sure those shoulders kind of lined up, because this one on the mat, because it's against that friction, it's easy for it to be higher. Reach forward, let the head go, and then coming around with that big circle. Let the head, let the pec muscle open up. Keep going around. And open, open. And that's 3. So I'm going to go 3 now the other way. Arm along. And now it comes back. And back. Over, open, open, open. And around. Good. And one more. Nice. And in. Now we're going to set up for that sideline stuff. So exactly the same. I'm going to make a nice line from elbow to feet. Be really stacked. Hand here to help lift. Bring the legs forward. Bend that bottom leg. And up. 1, 2. Keep everything nice and stable. 5. Good. Now from here, let's do our circles. We go 5 long way. Making sure that pelvis isn't moving. 5 the other way. Good. Now in and out with that knee. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Coming up. Got those legs stacked. Arm underneath the shoulder. Breathing in. Exhale, pushing up. Other arm to the sky. Breathing in. Exhale. Thread the needle through. Really twist as much as you can. And coming up. And through. And down. Now we're going to stretch out the leg that we were working. Breathing in. Exhale over. Keeping those shoulders stacked. Feeling that pull from fingertip all the way down their pleats into that grounding. And coming up. And from there, we're going to flip over into that child's pose again. And then coming up into our modified plank. Sending the elbows back. Little sphinx. Coming back. Try and come up as 1 and send back. And do this flow 4 more times. Down and up. Really opening that heart. And out. And lower. We're going to go one more time. And out. And lower. And we'll stay here. And then if you want to, you can come out of this Sphinx into Cobra. And pushing up a little bit further to your maximum. Keeping that core engaged. Shoulders down. And coming back down. Here, I'm going to take my left hand, my left foot. And I'm just pulling in, keeping those knees together. And then to increase the stretch, I push my ankle into my hand. And that's what takes me into bow or half bow. But I don't let my knee come out. My knee stays back in line. I'm coming back down. As we switch over. If this mobility isn't quite there to reach the foot, you can use any kind of piece of clothing to put around the foot and then hold to get that stretch still. Flex that foot. If you'd like, push that foot into the hand to bring you up. And down. Come back into that child's pose to lengthen out the arms and the spine. Coming out. Let's bring those legs into butterfly. Sitting up nice and tall through the top of the spine. Breathing in. Exhale. Rolling down. Keeping my chin tucked so I can get that stretch down the back of the neck. And just keep rolling until you find a place where the stretch feels good and you want to hold. And then pushing back up. Stacking. Take the arms behind you. And again, if you can't reach hands, any kind of clothing or belt works really well. As we go over another time, but this time we're not going to curl. We're going to extend the spine. Keep that spine lengthened. While we're in this pose, I'm just going to get everyone's in. Keep breathing in and out. And coming up, let's take one leg out in front this time. We've already done to the side. We're going to go same thing, up and over that front leg. Keep that spine nice and lengthened. Coming up, and we'll change legs. It might feel slightly different on this side. Might feel a bit tighter, or it might be looser. And coming up. Go back into butterfly. And come up and over. And then keep going as we take it to the front. Letting that head drop. Really relax and let it drop. Over to the other side. And coming up. We're going to go around one more time. And up. Keep going, keep that flow going as you go across the front. To the side. And open up. Big shoulder rolls. We'll go 3 one way. Let's go back the other way. Taking one arm, side of the head. Let it stretch. Half a roll round. And let it stretch. And coming up. Just closing the eyes. Taking in some big breaths in and out. And thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming. I hope to see you all next week.